This is a random come online and talk. So I know it's going to take a few minutes before anyone gets here. But Blake and Busty are out for a little while. Well, they'll be back in like, I don't know, I'm guessing 20 minutes, maybe more. They went to Chuck E. Cheese because, you know, I have a 4-year-old and apparently that place is still appealing to children. I never much liked Chuck E. Cheese. I was a Discovery Zone kind of girl. I found Chuck E. Cheese kind of, the animatronics creepy, and, like, they didn't really have a good ball pit. Like, Discovery Zone, it was, like, freaking climbing what was the name of that mountain in the show Guts on Nickelodeon? Yeah, it was like that. The crag. I don't know. That's what I was remembering. Anyway, so I loved Discovery Zone, but Discovery Zone is gone, baby. Got replaced then later with Dandy Bear, which I think is only a Miami thing. El Cubanicito, like version of Chuck E. Cheese was Dandy Bear. Then Dandy Bear is gone now, but Chuck E. Cheese is still here. And I'll tell you this, true parent thing. The Chuck E. Cheese's in California serve alcohol. Like, they actually serve, like, wine and beer. And I'm telling you that every other parent in that place got themselves a beer or a glass of wine at Chuck E. Cheese. And secret number 2, the pizza's actually pretty good. I know it sounds effed up because I'm like, who the hell likes the pizza from Chuck E. Cheese? The pizza's pretty good. All right, I kind of like it. It's a little expensive, but Chuck E. Cheese makes a good pizza. Sorry, I'm drinking tea. Oh, anti-sophisticated. Hot though. It's I'm drinking green tea because obviously, you know, I lived in Japan. No, but I do love green tea. But actually, my favorite tea is oolong tea, which is actually still technically a type of green tea, but oolong tea, like that sweet little piggy from Dragon Ball. I very much enjoy a cup of oolong. But I couldn't find oolong at Publix, which is, you know, the grocery store of Florida, but they don't have goddamn oolong tea. They only have green tea. But Publix, I don't know if you guys have ever made it to a Publix. If you ever go to Publix, get their submarine sandwiches. The subs, boar's head. Boar's head especially. Oh my god, the pub sub. I had one immediately when I got here. I was like, I had Cuban food, and then I had a pub sub. And today I ate at my favorite sushi restaurant. Sancha is the goat. But now I'm eating because I was talking about Publix. This is Publix carrot cake, and it is so delightful. When I was but a young woman, I used to swear up and down that I was gonna let Publix, that grocery store, make my wedding cake because I love their cakes the best. My favorite cake in the world is Publix cakes. Everybody says that Publix cake. I don't know what the hell they put in it, but it's excellent. Also, get a pub sub and get a Publix cake. And the cake that I have, like I said, is the carrot cake. But since I got married in Germany and not in Miami, I didn't get a Publix wedding cake. I got a... What did I get? Oh yeah, we went to some fancy ass shop. Some fruits were in it. It was like a layers, fruits, different flavored cake. It tasted really good. It had like really nice fresh fruits in it and stuff. But I'll tell you this. So I barely ate at my wedding because my dress was like kind of corseted. It was like a corset style dress. You know, it's holding your stomach in, so you don't really want to, you know, overindulge in food and stuff. On my wedding, I barely ate and I barely drank because I was just like, you know, I think I had like a glass of wine. That was it. Because it was me and Bossy's favorite wine we got together, which is ice wine. I'm an ice wine girl. And what is that sound? Sorry, I am staying in an unfamiliar house, so... Sounds like a pipe? Okay, it stopped. Whatever it was, it stopped. But anyway, what was I talking about? Wine, yes. So I didn't eat jack and shit at my wedding. So I like, yeah. Hey, Elisa. As I was explaining, I'm drinking tea. and waiting for Blake to arrive. I also got a bagel, but like, I don't know. I warmed it up, so now I'm gonna kind of have to eat it. But I'm like, is it weird that I'm eating a piece of cake and then a bagel? Oh yeah, I was going back to the cake story. That's why I was talking about my wedding. So my own wedding cake, I think I had like the tiniest slice of it. And you know that you don't cut your cake until midnight in Germany, the night of your wedding? And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm this type who's in bed by like 10 p.m. I'm asleep. I am gone. If I make it to 10:30, like that's a late night for me. So when I found out that they were gonna cut my wedding cake at midnight, I said no. I was like, no, absolutely not. What the hell are we cutting the cake at midnight? It was the tradition. I'm like, I'm not waiting midnight to have my wedding cake. What insanity is this? Um, and it's your wedding night post-coital dessert. Dude, I don't know how anyone was ever supposed to bang after their wedding. Honest to God, I had like this weird thought. I was like, your wedding is like the most fucking exhausting day. You think you're gonna have any energy to actually go home or go wherever you're going and actually screw? I mean, at this point, come on. It's not like, oh, that's the day you're gonna consummate your marriage, the first time you're ever gonna have sex, and you've been waiting your whole life for this. No, no. 99.99% of chance you guys have already fucked. And if you were anything like me, number one, I got home first. We went just back to we were staying at my mother-in-law's house. I just went back. I was like, I'm done. It was already, I left my own wedding at 2:30 in the morning, and it went on until 5 a.m. But I stayed till like 5 a.m. They drank all the liquor. You know why? It was, the funny thing is that open bar is not super common in Europe. You don't usually have open bar weddings, and we did, because we're like, well, obviously we should, like, because for me, every wedding we've ever been to is open bar, or it's like considered rude, especially I'm Hispanic. You can't have a non-open bar. So I explained like to the staff, we wanted open bar, and we paid, a significant premium, but it wasn't like largely more than it would have been in any American place. And so we had like an open bar. And I was like, and I was told because they drank the rest of the wedding guests, which was mostly Basti's family, finished the liquor. Like they did not leave a bottle behind. Which I was happy for because I paid for it. So I was like, go ahead. I hope you drink it all. But anyway, we did that thing where we froze our wedding cake and we were going to eat it on the year anniversary. And Basti defrosted it, and I can't remember if it was like I was just super tired, but I just remember laying in bed and being like, he had it ready, and I'm like, oh no, forget it. You eat it. And I fell asleep, and I never ate the freaking flight, but Basti ate it. He ate it. I always have kind of regretted doing that. I was like, God, I was like half asleep. Why the hell did I say that? I always wanted to eat it. But yes, that's the story of my wedding cake. But I liked getting married in Germany. In the sense that it was beautiful. Like, I was in a like lovely countryside, village area, which is where my husband's from. And he has a giant family, and everyone came. Literally, the only relative that didn't come was his uncle in Austria. That we did invite him. I guess he just didn't come. And I've never met this guy. The only chance I would have had to meet him is when Basti's grandfather died. But I couldn't go. This is one of those things where you always feel really shitty. Do any of you guys have like a funeral you never could have made, and then you feel horrible forevermore? This was mine. Basti's grandfather. I got to know him for quite a number of years because, he, when did he pass away? He passed away right before I got pregnant with Blake. And I just really thought he was like a great, interesting guy, and then he passed away, and I at the time was transitioning my visa into permanent residency in the UK. And that is the reason I couldn't freaking go, because at that point, like, the country gets real iffy when you don't have your papers 100%, like, yes. They don't want like you leaving when you're in the midst of like changing your status. Most countries are like this. So I couldn't leave, and it was gonna, just be a pain in my ass. So I just like stayed, but I was so like, feeling so shitty. I told Bossy, I was like, please tell your entire family I would have come, but it was about the visa. It's not that I skipped out. because I did a faux pas early on in me and Basti's relationship, which I didn't realize. Now, Basti and I both kind of grew up Catholic, um, but he's a little more. He went through it a little further than I did, I guess is what I could say, and I guess it was a little more important to his family than my family. My family were like I will never forget my grandmother on Good Friday. You know, I found out Good Friday the day you can't eat meat. But my grandmother had made my favorite food, which is pollo empanizado, which is like little strips of Cuban-style fried chicken. Oh, that was a girl's favorite. And so my grandmother made this. And it was Good Friday, and she served it to me, and I was like, oh, abuela. They told me in CCD, which is, you know, when you're doing your first communion, you do that stupid little class, that you're not supposed to eat meat on Good Friday. And she puts the plate in front of me again, and she's like, "Oh, honey, don't worry. You're a child. God will forgive you." And I'm like, "That's the Catholicism my family did." Oh, and yeah, and a little bit of voodoo because they're freaking Cubans. But anyway, back to Basti's family. The faux pas I did was Basti's brother was doing his confirmation, which is one of the steps you do in Catholicism. I never got that far. It just shows you my family gave it up after a little while. So they were going to do his confirmation. And I was like, and I had gone to Germany so many times at that point, I skipped it out. I was like, I told Bosky, I'm like, you know what? Thank you for the invitation, but I'm going to just stay at home. Have fun. And what I didn't know is, like, to his family, the confirmation was, like, a big deal. And the fact that I just straight up didn't show up because I didn't want to was seen as kind of rude. And I felt kind of shitty about that. Obviously, it was a cultural misunderstanding, and they understood that eventually. Like, his family doesn't hold it against me like some horrible grudge. As far as I know. Sneaky Germans, for all I know. No. I like to call this style being catfished. But, anyways, I've eaten all the cake. Now I'm just eating icing. When I was a kid, or frosting, whatever it is. When I was a kid, I was the kid who licked all the frosting off the cupcake and then put it back. And guess what? My kid does the same exact shit. I'm like, oh no, Mike, I bought that cupcake for you. He should just do it with donuts too, which really pisses me off. I'm like, you give her a perfectly good donut and all she does is lick whatever fucking frosting is on it and then puts it back. I'm like, what? No, what the hell? Do you ever forget things like congratulations or something because of ADHD and it's rude? Let me think. Yes, I'm sure that's happened. Not even congratulations. Like, I sometimes will, like, start a conversation, like, mid-conversation for me, but, like, the person next to me or near me or person I'm just going into contact with has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. And then I'm like, so that's been a weird one. Hello! I am well. I've been eating Publix frosting, that's what I was just saying. I said the remnants of a carrot cake, which is now just frosting. Oh, but it's that, like, you know, that cream cheese frosting, so it's real good. Real good. Yum, yum, yum. 909. Oh, that tea's too strong. It's been sitting there for a while, you know. I overdipped. Maybe I should add more hot water to it. Debating. Is that water even hot anymore? That's actually hilarious. I think Luis O'Keefe, yeah, maybe he did. I don't know. I don't know if Luis O'Keefe made that joke. I just really thought of that because that's a real thing that happens to me. It's not like, it's not just for a joke. I actually have this, thing. My ADHD mostly just, like, makes me super goddamn tired. I guess that's why they give you Adderall, right? It's like, that'll fucking perk you right up. Trying to make a Venn diagram of my thoughts and conversation topics would drive you nuts. Love your hair. Thank you. Thanks. I need to re-dye it in a little while, but it came out so good that it's gone out really nicely. But I'm waiting to go back home because I'm going up to Ocala. Like, I'm in Florida right now. So, I'm going to go up to Ocala and, on Saturday for a few days. And I'm going to go visit all these springs, and the springs are very swimmy, and I want to go swimming in them, even though right now the weather is much colder than it should be. I looked up last year, it was 81 degrees this time of year in Ocala, and you want to know? It's fucking 58 degrees. Thanks. I wanted to go swimming. I had planned a swimming-based trip to places you swim to. Luckily, the springs are the same temperature no matter what time of year it is, but, you know, still, it's less fun. California is just Florida on the other side of the country. Oh no, Florida is Florida. Actually curious, which blue did you use? It does fade to a weird color like bluish I've used. It doesn't. Oh, okay. I don't remember. This was done by a professional stylist, so she used her stuff. I want to say it wasn't direction. It was something else. I'll have to put a tack in that one and try to remember, but I don't. She did it, whatever she thought was best, and I don't know what brand that was. I know it must be an eco-friendly brand, but most of these are. Most these kind of hair dyes to these colors are the direction one that faded weird for me. Okay, with me, I always use some very dark blues, and it fades pretty good. It's not Hot Topic brand dye for sure. Oh my god, yeah. People used to use that. Now, like, I knew people who used to, like, bleach their hair so much it would fall out. I very seldom bleach my hair. This is the most I bleached it. But don't worry, the bleach didn't make it look crappy. It looked like that before. Alright, you know what? I do want this bagel. I was debating the bagel, but now I'm, like, looking at it. I'm still eating icing. With frosting. Clearly not Hot Topic. Yeah, and the other trick is, you have to wash your hair with, like, cold water, which not everybody would love to do. But that was the advice I was given. That's why it's fading out really well. They're like, yeah, wash your hair in strictly cold water. Remember back in the 90s when people would dye their hair to turn orange and brittle? Yes. Oh my god, I remember people would put that sun in your hair, and they would try to get, like, you know, the sun to make their hair, like, orangey. And, ugh, yeah, I was in the late 90s when those stupid, ugly, like, those highlights that were practically, like, just bleached hair, like, yellow, and they looked so bad, like, those bad highlights. Oh, God. Why was that popular? I have no idea. Yeah, Sun-In. What a mistake, I know. Sun-In was, like... I saw a lot of people's hair get real fucked up looking for Sun-In. Piss streaks. Oh, yeah. What was the deal with the wine? At some point, everybody had it. Oh, my God. And people used to dye their hair with Kool-Aid. When I was young, I remember that. Like, they would just use Kool-Aid. I wanted to bleach the bottom of my hair, and my mom was a total dick about it. Finally, like, my dad took me, because I was always, you know, like a good child of divorce, you know, when one parent says no, you just go to the other parent who will do it for you. That's how I got my ears pierced again. Like, I got more piercings. And my dad also took me to go bleach my hair. That's the fun of, like, that other parent, right? I'm sure everybody whose parents are divorced, you know you've done that shit. You know when, like, one parent has told you, like, no, you can't fucking do that. And you just go to the other parent, they do it. That's what I did. I also enjoyed the double Christmas presents. I'm one of these children of divorce who's like, you know, I did really miss my dad when he left, and, you know, we're still obviously very close. But him and my mom, whoo, talk about a match made in hell. I was like, damn. Go ask your mom and dad or do that in the other house. Okay. But yeah, my parents literally were like, I know that, like, it was a shotgun wedding kind of situation, which I guess was a little more, you had to a little more in the 80s if you were Hispanic too. You know, you gotta, you can't have a bastard. So, like, you know, my parents got married. And they stayed together, like, way longer than I thought they should have. So I'm like, what? For real? You two are terrible together. Absolutely atrocious. God. Why? And my mom, like, the thing is, my mom's really, really into, like, her type is, like, a really gringo white guy. She likes blondes, blue-eyed. My stepdad, essentially. And my dad is very, like, Indio-looking and brown. I'm like, what? This is not your type at all. Alright, it's a bagel. I'm sorry, I'm just eating nonstop. Hello. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me as I eat this bagel. I need to grab that bottle of water. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Any new on writing? Any luck yet? Some stuff is moving, that's all I can say. Things move in the direction they're supposed to be. There's just been a couple, like, little jobs that, like, I can't even say it. It just gets complicated. But I guess, you know, I have better luck than a lot of people do. But I did, like I said, I've moved to my new place, and that's just, like, mentally put me in a much better state, because it's just, my problem in our old place used to be that we had so much clutter, and it was, like clutter plus having ADHD was gonna just, like, wow, like, there was too much stuff happening. I was, like, overstimulated by all the crap that was everywhere. And then we moved, and I just feel so much better. I'm like, oh my god, my brain is released. Not everything is everywhere, and everywhere has its place. It's like this one thing I've become obsessed with. It's like, I gotta put everything in the right place. This is not the scissors spot. This is the spot for the scissors, you know. Sorry, I'm spitting out bagel. But yeah, and it has a backyard, and I'm just hoping I can convince the landlord to let me bring Cashew, because she's been living with my mom for a while. But I want to bring Cashew home, because I love her. Oh, she's so good. I saw her yesterday and the day before. Yeah, I saw her, and I just was, like, just loving her. Just putting my face in her face. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And of course, she's trying to bite me. But I really missed her. My unconscious brain considers the right place for any object to be the nearest horizontal surface. My brain does that too. But I'm really trying to train myself out of it. You know, because I know that's the only way to keep my brain going on a one track. It's I need to put as much stuff where it's supposed to be as much as possible. Like, because if I see too much clutter, I always find it very much triggers the ADHD. More so than almost anything. That and cleaning. But I've been ever since, I got my prescription, I clean like a maniac. I hate cleaning, but for some fucking reason, I've been cleaning nonstop. I clean, like, every single inch of that house. And I can't help myself. I clean, like, every day there. I'm, like, just nonstop cleaning. Weird, right? Like, I don't know why. I'm like, why am I cleaning all the time? It's funny because, I'm friends with Jenny Lorenzo, who is also an influencer. And me and her were having the same conversation because we both have ADHD. And we're both medicated for it. And we both came to the same conclusion about the cleaning. It's like, oh, you're wanting to clean all the time? Me too. Well, I found it funny that we both had that particular side effect. It was, I'm like, okay. Random, but interesting. Spagel is not bad, I'll tell you that. Public stuff is always good. I swear all influencers have ADHD. It did become kind of trendy. And I don't like when you don't use when you use your ADHD for, like, your excuses. I don't tolerate it. Because I do too. Oh, I have ADHD. I'm like, so do I, bitch. The ADHD meds zap the creativity and quality of your work one time. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Right now I'm balanced pretty well, actually. I'm still pretty creative. I managed to draw some. I just need, to go back and work on my comic book. I really need to be stricter about that. I have so many things that I said I was going to do, and I just had, always never made time for it. But now I'm better at managing my time, so. I've finally got that OnlyFans up. Like I said, I keep taking pictures. Oh my god, my dad told me something today that's only messed with my head. So my dad today, today I'm wearing, a pretty tight t-shirt and leggings. I wear leggings all the time. And, I'm working on my next video, which is going to be about, body positivity and, the good, bad, and my journey with, my own body acceptance, if you will. the journey I've personally gone on. And it's because, like, in the last year, I have been, I calorie counted pretty strictly for an entire year. And I also went to the gym a lot. And the results of those things is not, I didn't lose any weight. And I was like, what the hell happened? I didn't lose any weight. I gained a lot of, not a lot, but no, a lot, a significant amount of muscle, which made my thighs thicker and my butt bigger, which I didn't expect. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I was expecting to slim down, and I did not slim down. I got bigger, a little bulkier. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was kind of freaking out because I was like, okay. I still got a little bit of chubbiness, but not like, what I found interesting is how I didn't lose that much fat. I did lose fat when I did, fat freezing. I actually did fat freezing this year on my tummy because ever since I had Blake, like, I just had a spot that just wouldn't fucking go away no matter what I did. So I got that taken care of, and that helps. But in general, I don't lose fat very easily. The only things that make me lose fat is when I'm high on, when I would take lots of Coke, like that would make me lose weight. When I did keto, but if I stop doing keto, I'll immediately gain the weight back. And when I have really bad bouts of anxiety, I'll lose weight too, because I'm just like, I'm too anxious to eat. So anyway, but I don't consider myself like a big fat person. It's just like, everyone, I got my fluffy bits. I do. But anyway, back to what my dad told me. He said, muscle weight is awesome. Oh, thank you. It's just hard, it's hard because, like, I don't, it's different. I still looked, I didn't get skinnier, and that was like the thing that my brain wasn't processing well. Um, but yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, like, today my dad told me that, hey, you have your grandmother's body. And I was like, whoa, stop. I know he didn't mean it in a bad way. But when you hear anyone compare you to your grandmother's body, it's like, oh, fuck, But I know is what he meant is my grandmother at the age I was, she was at my age. And the real weird thing is I actually had that same fucking thought like a couple days ago. And my grandmother was a very, like, let's just call it as it is. She was a thick woman. THICC. That is kind of ouch, I know. But she was curvy. And this was back in, like, right, before we only ate processed food and all this shit, so it's like we can't use, like, oh, it's the fucking fructose in all our foods now, and it was probably, too many calories. My grandmother was just naturally that shape. She had a small waist, she had an hourglass shape. And I've definitely noticed that, like I said, I'm going to make this little clip from like my cameras. I put cameras up at my house, and it's just me, like, passing by them, like, me and Bossy mostly, and all the animals that fucking come through our yards. So many animals. It's, like, hilarious. But what I was noticing, obviously, is that I have a huge butt. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I always knew I had kind of a booty, but I was like, holy crap! Have you heard of Kibi body types? I think I have. I have to remind myself, but I kind of think I remember what that is. But yeah, anyway. So I just have to get rid of, and the problem is, haha, thank you. Thanks, Geek Gnome. But yeah, for me, personally, it's a little, I've been thinking about getting the fat freezing done. Tell me about the result. It's not a scam. Okay, so let me explain it. I did it once in England, and I didn't see any results. However, 6 weeks, which is when you're going to start seeing results, I got pregnant. So I was pregnant right after I did it. So I was like, what a fucking... Obviously, it's going to be a waste of money now, because I'll never be able to tell if it worked. My body's about to go through some crazy changes. So, yeah. So then I have Blake, and because I had a baby, I had a bit of loose skin, and I had the little pouch of fat here, and it just didn't. It would just hang there, and it was driving me crazy. It was like just, and I was like, oh, I thought I was gonna need a tummy tuck and everything. It was just horrible. I was looking into all kinds of options to get rid of it. Um. Anyway, I thought to myself, all right, fuck it, let's try fat freezing one more time. It was the same price as doing liposuction, but it didn't have the recovery time at all, really. And so I did it the first time. Oh yeah, that's right. I had to do it 3 times. See, the lady here, she explained to me, she's like, for you, what you need to do it 3 times. So what they told me is it's got to be fat. Yeah, you have to go multiple times. It's got to be the fat outside of your muscles, not the fat under your muscles, I think is what they explained. Hell if I know exactly the difference, but I do know that I was pretty sure that this little pooch, that I still have a bit of a pooch, was yeah, that it was like, above my ab muscles, obviously. So that was fine. So I went and I saw the lady, and they gave me 3 hits of it. It's one every month, and yeah, I have actually noticed quite the change. I definitely would say it worked for me personally, but yes, I did it 3 times, and I would do it again. I was actually thinking of doing the back of my legs, and my inner thighs. So, but it was a bit expensive. For my stomach, it was 3 at the bottom and 2 at this area. It cost $3,000. My cousin had a gastric ban that stops you from eating too much. I know that, but I mean I get that that's more for people who have like liposuction or the fat freezing. The fat freezing cost me $3,000. I never did liposuction. Um, no, I can't get under 190. Muffin top makes me insecure. Like I just said, I tried it and it worked for me, but I wouldn't say I was like, I'm not a roly poly person. I'm just like, I have just areas where I get a little floofy. But yeah, it's just I thought it was fine. Like so I've done that. But anyway, so he told me this thing about my grandmother's body, and I'm like, oh, yeah. But you know, it's just I think I probably of the I grew up in the early 2000s was my era to the mid 2000s. That's when I was in high school and partially middle school. So, and at that time, everybody was skinny, 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 skinny. Look at Beyonce in that era. Beyonce's now known for being, bootylicious, and like, just like that. But she's boom now. But if you see her in the Destiny's Child time, she was very sticky, like a stick. And so I think at that time that was the look. You wanted to be as thin as possible, and I love Gabriel Iglesias popularizing the term fluffy. The apple bottom jeans. Oh, I love that song. Flow Rider. Shorty got low, 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 low. With the boots in the fur. Oh my god, that was my jam. Out of my so my first car was a Saturn SC2. Saturns are terrible cars. I can't believe they still exist. I thought they got eaten by a different company, but recently I saw one. I was like, holy shit, a Saturn! So I guess they're still making them. But I had a Saturn SC2, and that was like, I remember that song was like always playing on either Y100 or Power 96, and I'd be singing that shit out of my car. With the boots and the fur and the fur. God. 99, it was skinny, 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 and then 2002, 2003 rolls around. Apple bottom. Yeah, that's true. And J-Lo also became more popular during that time. And J-Lo was famously bootylicious. And there was also that song, The Black Eyed Peas. My lovely lady lumps. Check it out. I can't believe Like, looking back upon the Black Eyed Peas, their biggest hit, which, you know, on the radio was Let's Get It Started, was Let's Get Retarded. Do you guys remember that was the original version of that song? Oh my god, yeah, flare jeans. I saw people are wearing flare jeans again. People are wearing flare jeans again. And I can't, yeah. Imagine that. Like, that was the real lyrics to that song was Let's Get Retarded. And I was like, damn. I tried to show that to people. Like, there's people nowadays who don't realize that's the actual, like, original version. That I play it to them. And they're like, no, holy crap, they all freak out. Black Eyed Peas were edgy in retrospect. Yeah, they did. I do like, yeah, I remember that on the radio. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a very popular song. I remember that version, they played it in, Sir Mix-a-Lot Did Baby Got Back. I could sing most of that song. It was like a karaoke jam of mine. Oh my god. Becky, look at her butt. It's just like so bad. No. It's like just so out there. She looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends. Oh, I love that song. I like big boots that I can't like. Yeah. I'm not gonna go through it for you guys. But I mean, I actually remember the retarded version on the radio. Really? Oh, I didn't hear that on the radio. I just remember it. It was in Harold and Kumar, like the first Harold and Kumar movie, which actually was hilarious. I think that kind of revived Doogie Howser's career a little bit. That and Undercover Brother. Oh my god, he was in that movie. But I love Doogie Howser in the Harold and Kumar movies. That was like such a great cameo. Oh man, he's such like a, you know, like a sex pest in it, which is really funny because, you know, in real life he's gay, which is also a joke in those movies. I admit, I love those Harold and Kumar movies. I did get stoned and go watch them. But wish those days would come back. Simply time. Oh man. I heard that Kelly Rowland and Nelly sung Dilemma for the first time in more than a decade the other day. Here's the thing. And R. Kelly was like, R. Kelly's such a piece of shit, right? But he has some fucking bangers. And his little fucking movie / music videos of Trapped in a Closet. I'm like, oh god. Oh, it was a classic. Why'd you have to be such a piece of shit, R. Kelly? Like, I believe I can fly. Ah, shit. He had some fucking bangers. Piece of trash. Breaking my heart. Oh, and then you find out he married Aaliyah, and Aaliyah was 15. Ah, you're gross. Holy crap, I checked. It wasn't just the radio version. The video had it retarded too. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Let's get retarded. It's the thing is, you know, yeah, you won't get shit like that now. All of them are doing that stuff though, Hollywood, etc. Yeah. But man, how far away was this place? I'm seeing when Bosty's gonna get here. I bet they went to McDonald's. Not for Bosty. Bosty would never eat McDonald's. That muscular / skinny motherfucker. For Blake. Yes, I'm one of those parents that let them eat McDonald's sometimes. It's not like she eats that every day, but once in a while. When I'm like, oh, forget it, I don't want to cook. I do it. I'm lying, I feel guilty every time. It's all about the Happy Meal toy. Oh, man. Blake loves that toy. But I feel kind of like she has so many toys. It's insane. Like, I don't know. I guess it's because Blake is the only, not only is she our only child, she's like the only grandchild. She's like the first child in the generation of my family of, like, you know, so Sorry, I'm like digging into my boobs, but I swear there's something in there. Oh, there it is. God, it looks so vulgar, I swear. It's just like something was trapped in my bra. I like the McDonald's breakfast every Saturday. Look, let's be honest. Aren't eggs Benedict just like fancy egg McMuffins? Like, let's be honest. That's kind of what they are. I first had an egg McMuffin, and then I later had eggs Benedict, and I just thought, wow, this tastes just like an egg McMuffin. Oh man, I could go for an egg McMuffin right now. Or that one that's like the one also with sausage, a sausage McMuffin. And then there was the one that had like pancakes. Oh my god. No, shut the fuck up. I can't be eating that stuff. I'll get super sick. McDonald's is always one of those foods that you eat, you like it at the time, but you're gonna fucking regret that shit in about half an hour. You're gonna feel like garbage. And that's what happens with McDonald's. But I do enjoy it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I live in close to, I'm West Coast. Yes, thick hollandaise. Oh yeah, paprika and cayenne pepper. Even though I live on the West Coast, McDonald's shakes do terrible things to me. Dude, there's so much food that like kills me. And but especially like fast food, KFC. There's a where I move now. There's a Popeyes down the street. Fucking Popeyes down the street. I could walk there. No, probably not. But maybe I could. But it's close enough that like I could go there often. But I haven't tried it yet. I haven't gone there. I'm like no. Popeyes is gonna F you up. Don't do it. Yeah. So what I was saying is, even though I'm living in the West Coast, I don't In-N-Out Burger. I guess I know people love it, but you know what? I'd take a White Castle. If I'm very honest, of the fast food burgers, if we're not including Five Guys, which we shouldn't because they don't have a drive-thru, yeah, I would say White Castle has the best ones. I do enjoy those fucking little sliders. I can just like gobble them in. The last time I had them, I think it was in Vegas. And there was a guy who was fucking hella drunk in there. I mean, to be honest, it's Vegas, obviously. And me and Boz were just like talking to the guy. We're just getting fucking burgers. I think we were drunk too. My vote is for White Castle too. I'm not sure about Magic is In-N-Out. Yeah, I also was like, okay, In-N-Out for me. Okay, like they're not bad burgers, but I find that like it's never like anything crazy. It's like, oh, you can get animal style. I'm like, I fucking hate Thousand Island dressing. No, I don't want animal style. Why? What is this fucking McDonald's instead of a Big Mac? No, get the fucking shit off. No. I mean the chocolate shakes are fine. I always find my French fries are always kind of cold. I think it's because you can ask for them with cheese, which I do, and then they like the cheese is too cold and it doesn't heat up quite right. I don't know. That's just me, maybe. Well, fried onion, $1,000 dressing. Do you have independent fast food joints in America? They do good burgers. There's a place called, what is it called? Something and Pie. Burgers and Pies. Down the street from me. I don't know if you would consider that fast food, but there's independent burger shops, definitely. I wouldn't say that, like, I eat a lot of burgers. I'm no fucking jughead or anything, but, I will eat a burger, like, once in a while. I'm like, yeah, I think today's the day I'll have the burger. But Basti eats a lot of burgers, but he doesn't eat the bread. Because, again, he's a health nut. He's never gonna eat bread. Are you fucking crazy? He'll only eat bread if he's, like, been really good for a couple days. Like, he hasn't eaten anything bad. And he's probably high. Then he'll eat bread. That's about it. Oh, I hear somebody. I hear somebody visiting. No, Basti's not gluten-free. I prefer Sonics over In-N-Out. I've never tried Sonics, and they are here. But, I don't want to make myself sick. One of the best burgers I ever had. Wendy's in Honolulu. I like Wendy's, alright. They have good chicken nuggets. then Blake is here. Oh, she's walking this way. What do you have?
Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and Blue's Clues.
Oh, Mickey Mouse and Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's also Goofy.
Oh.
And Daddy got also a toy.
Daddy got also a toy?
Ryan and Combo.
Oh, I see.
And then I got this for the mouse.
You go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
How was it?
And,
Had a good time?
yeah.
Oh.
What you doing?
I'm going on a video.
Can I go also on video?
Yeah, what do you want to say?
I love you.
Aw, you got that? You never get that from me. Aw. Thank you, honey. That was very nice. And the Mexican is salsa on the burgers? Damn. Canada restaurants serve poutine. Yeah, I've been wanting to try poutine. I'm sure it's good.
But also Blue's Clues.
You got also Blue's Clues?
Yeah.
And it was fun?
And Goofy also.
When somebody says, hi, Blake. Hi, Blake.
Hi, Blake.
And now, you are Blake.
What's I have to say?
They said, hi, Blake. Oh, what do you have to say? I don't know.
Hi. I don't know.
How old are you?
I'm 4.
Oh. And what's my name?
Stephanie.
Oh. What's Daddy's name?
Basti.
Oh. And what's your favorite color?
Pink and peach.
Pink and peach. And what's Mommy's favorite color?
Blue.
And what's your favorite food? Nice burp.
Chicken nuggets.
Oh. What a fun cuisine that you're eating there. What about Mommy? What does Mommy eat?
Sushi.
Oh, sushi. I love you, honey.
I got something for you. I got a toy for you.
You got a toy for me. Thank you.
It's Goofy.
Ooh, Goofy. All right, should we say goodbye then?
Yes.
All right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, we're going to get off now, so thanks for joining us. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.